Hello, everybody. Anthony is here, and today I have a pleasure to present you a talk with Bruce Yu. I saw an 80s level article with his interview, and I was quite impressed that he started to get into concept art industry just after a couple of years of studying concept art. I reached out and we had a little chat about his journey and just also uh, touched upon AI. He showed a little bit of his models, and we talked a bit about fitness. If you get any questions, please ask Bruce in the comments. He will be there to respond. Hey, Bruce. Hello. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Uh,
Thank you. Hi,
yeah,
Anthony.
yeah, and thank you for coming. For joining this. So I invited you, Bruce, because I was really impressed that in a couple of years you managed to start landing some really cool gigs in concept art. And usually, concept art is a bit of like a holy grail. Some people like never get any jobs there, or they get like very little. So I really wanted to get you out and to talk about kind of your whole journey and the way how you trained yourself up using 3D code, Photoshop, and maybe some other software to get to this level. We had a little chat with Bruce just before, and Bruce told me that you started studying business and administration first, and then you moved to UK to study concept art, right? And
Yeah.
you studied it. Can you tell what particular school you studied at?
At a university called Teesside University.
You said yes,
Yeah.
and you said that it still was more like about self education, self teaching, right?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the stuff is self-teaching. Not
Mm-hmm.
exactly self-teaching. Actually, during the second year in the university, I found out I'm pretty good at the weapon design.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's most like the 2D side view, because I don't have my fundamental drawing is not that good, so I having trouble drawing characters or perspective at that time. But I discovered that maybe doing weapon 2D side view, that it doesn't require any fundamental because there's no perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I had is idea. So I can put my ideas and thoughts very easily on such a media. And then I starting to skip classes,
Okay.
just stay at my place all the day to keep drawing and post it to ArtStation. That's that's how I into the industry. And then a lot of
Uh-huh.
companies come to me to ask, oh, if you can draw weapon skins, because at that time, PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile, and a lot of games similar to that has a huge market for skins because
Mhm.
they're live service games. Then they have to make money to let players buy their skins. So I got a lot of job opportunities. And then I started to playing with 3D. The reason why I choose 3D code because I think it's very similar to Photoshop.
Really similar. But about 3D code, how did you find out about 3D code? Did you have anybody at the school tell you about it? You just saw people using it on ArtStation?
Oh, I was in a group chat and asking which 3D software is the easiest.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, people want easy thing, it's human
Hmm.
nature.
Yeah, what you can
I
learn
tend to say.
faster, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a guy called Ancient Jiang, which is one of my favorite concept artists. He said
Mhm.
3D Code has the most similar user interface to Photoshop.
Mhm.
And I just download the 3D code and play with it and find out it's really comfortable to use because I hate polygon modeling. My brain just
Yeah.
can't digest it. And with all the voxel, you know, the voxel mode, the
Mhm.
sculpting, the cutting, adjusting tool, I feel very comfortable using that.
Yeah,
So
much easier.
yeah.
Yeah. And then can you just scroll to other stuff?
Actually, this one is only a a, a model, but I think I use it for like as a pen over. I actually let me find out. Yeah, I did a pen over of it. So
Oh,
this
that's
is
nice, very nice.
the
Yeah,
model. I did a pen over. So it's like this. But
ah,
it's totally
nice.
unnecessary. I was experimenting what I can do. Actually, this
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah, like
totally
to find a workflow,
go
right?
to
Workflow.
yeah, sure. Yeah, go back to the shitty
Let's
stuff.
go. Yeah, let's go back to the next step.
Thank you.
Uh, so
Um,
it's already getting much better, but because you had a 2D experience before, right? So you just started to paint over some
yeah.
simple 3D color models.
This
Yeah.
one I feel it's not so good because part of it is too blocky. I kind of want
Yeah.
to achieve some the blocky feeling, but being blocky doesn't mean everything. Like the skull have to be blocky
Yeah.
like
Scope
that.
is
Yeah,
really
yeah,
blocky.
blocky.
Uh,
And this
uh,
one is what I made even earlier is total shit.
yeah, it's super blocky.
It's in 3D code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it full on 3D code?
I
I just
penned
a little
over
bit over. Yeah.
a little bit penned
Yeah.
over for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a bad design.
Yeah.
I think I
You
made
know,
it November 2020.
yeah. And by the way, for other people who will be watching, I asked Bruce to show the bad stuff, like how he started out. So
Yeah, and this is also the shitty stuff. I
yeah.
started in early 2021.
Mm,
Actually, this one got quite good feedback on our station, but
mm.
at this time when I look back, you know,
Yeah.
I
Well,
delete the
station can be
project. I instantly delete the
pretty
project.
random. Yeah. Yeah.
From the design fact, I think it's
Mm,
way too blocky. The shape language, the form is not so
yeah.
good. But the
Yeah.
only good
Yeah.
thing, yeah, the only good thing is it has a unified visual language. I
Mhm.
think it's the only good thing about it. And also this one,
And then slowly started to switch to. So you started to learn to recall a bit more, and you started doing some character designs, right, and props as well.
yeah, sure, character design.
Yeah, it had a couple of characters there as well, right, in the early start.
Early start.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
This is a
Yeah, yeah,
sketch sculpt
yeah.
in the voxel.
Mm.
Also
It's
some
some.
weapons.
It's
Oh,
not
this
so
is the
bad.
shit.
Yeah. This is this is what I did the video about, right?
Yeah, using a
Yeah,
very random brush.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's so random.
yeah. But
And this one,
yeah,
it's cool, actually cool,
yeah.
but you know,
It's just
something
yeah.
that you can't control.
Yeah, some
And
random
this
ideas.
is
There you go. First
another
attempts
helmet,
at helmets, and
helmet, and this one is actually not too bad,
mhm. but
but
but I saw that you
noisy.
did you reiterated on it, right? You made it better, right? Kind of similar.
It's a better
Y-
similar version. Yeah,
Yeah, a much better version later on.
it's also
Mm.
some guns.
But it's already improving a lot, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
the
and
design
just
itself,
yeah, in general,
I don't like
how
it that
long did
much.
it? How long did it take you to get comfortable with 3D code in general?
In
Like,
general, I think
uh,
I would say 3 to 5 months.
mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
these are all the shitty thing
Mhm.
I make, and let me show you some relatively better stuff.
Yeah, yeah, let's do that.
And right after I made this shitty thing, I got this and this one. It's a 2D
Mm,
concept I made, and I remake it to 3D. And
mhm,
so
mhm,
this is a huge level up back
mhm.
in 2021, early 2021.
That's cool.
Yeah, I, I think I got more on my outstation. I think is 80. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's this one.
and so then you.
This one is
Mm,
100% in 3D code.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, and
Oh,
rendered
nice.
in T-Shot.
Yeah. So nowadays your workflow, how much of it is 3D code? How much of it Photoshop? And do you use any other software to? well, you mentioned Keyshot, right? So
Most of them
yeah.
is is
Mhm,
2D code.
mhm.
I think before starting any project or work, I will, do a pre-thinking of how much 3D or 2D I'm supposed to do, because some concepts, if I want to do full 3D, it's almost impossible for me, and for my PC, it's even more impossible. So
And
some
but by the
work.
way, can you tell me what PC you're using?
uh,
What currently?
Sorry.
What can you tell me what kind of PC you're using? Because I think everybody will ask about it in comments.
Uh,
Mm.
it's a Alienware laptop with 3080 NVIDIA RTX 3080 graphic card in it.
All right.
Yeah,
Eh,
it's the best
uh,
one back in early 2022, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
But now we have far better things.
Mhm.
But this one is better. It's the best 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I think for kind of our stuff, we don't need too much more. But I would say like when it double is Unreal, Unreal is like really eating up my laptop as well. I'm
Yeah,
running a
sure.
really similar laptop to yours.
Because
Yeah,
if you
Unreal
have
kills it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, if you have high poly, you can use the 99 in Unreal,
Mhm.
which is super powerful, but it definitely requires a better PC. I try to use Unreal. We're trying to pull my super high poly model in it, but it's just slow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, well, problem is Unreal is like if you just drop a model there, you'll take like a minute or 2 minutes just to load a model. It's just really slow.
Yeah, the
Uh,
process to load is
yeah,
slow, but
yeah,
after it's a lot quicker.
yeah. But anyway, back to your stuff. So, uh, uh, you mentioned so nowadays you do work both for film and games. So, which one do you prefer more?
Uh, I do prefer film concepts because
Mhm,
most of the film project I made, they require me to do 3D concept design, which is
mhm.
far more specific and has a better art direction. Yeah.
I would say
And
like the more professional about it.
yeah,
Oh,
more professional art
mhm,
director. And
mhm,
in 3D work, I can get everything very clearly explained.
mhm,
Uh, Sometimes when I do in 2D, uh, you can't make turnaround, and you can't make all the textures and all the thing right. So I do
mhm.
appreciate 3D concept design work. Yeah.
I mean, and so, what do you think about all the AI stuff? And did you have any issues with the AI or at work, or somebody mentioned you? Well, what do you think about it in general? Did it create any problem?
Yeah, I think AI is like, it almost have zero impact on me, because my job is very specific. Concept design focus more on the functions, and everything is down to the very specific level. But AI, I would say, if you want to make illustration or
Mm,
stuff more close to illustration, or like propaganda, or like less
mm,
functional, AI is a very powerful tool. For me, because I'm making robotics, sci-fi, hard surface, functional thing, the AI doesn't think functionally. For
mhm,
example, if I want to design a robot, uh, robot have joints everywhere. Some
mhm,
joints, for example, if I want to move my shoulder, the joints have to follow the certain ways.
mhm,
But if we want AI to design the robot, the AI would only know that visually there's supposed to be a stuff similar to a joint put into, you know, roughly this area. It
mhm.
doesn't think functionally, so it causes a lot of problem. Uh, that's the key why I don't use AI that much in my work, and I think that's the reason why we as concept artists or concept designers shouldn't be afraid to AI.
Mhm.
But I think it's a great tool for inspiration. Sometimes I generate images to get some random ideas. I think it would be pretty powerful tool. Or sometimes I generate some photo bash material. For example, I have a ship like this,
Mhm.
but I need a background to make a presentation. So
That's
this
pretty cool.
background is a merge of a few different AI generated image and some some references I found on Google. I merged them together to make a background like this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's still useful in
This
some
one I just
in
finished, right? You
some way.
said like you posted it last week, right?
Sorry.
No, you just finished this piece, right? You posted it last week.
Yeah, I finished it
Okay.
last week. It's completely model design and modeling 3D code.
Yep. Even all the little details.
The little details, the lights I pen over in Photoshop, but all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
geometries are in 3D code.
It's a problem with 3D code. It's really hard to get really tiny stuff, right? Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, in the voxel mode,
Mhm,
it's really to get it's pretty hard to get very sharp and clean details,
mhm.
but it's not a problem for me because I'm not a modeler. I'm a
Yeah, yeah.
designer. You
And
know, I
have you tried
always
with that Booleans, the new Booleans feature? Have you tried it yet?
Booleans, live Boolean. You mean?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried that.
Mm, yeah. I mean, it's
I'm
pretty
pretty
fresh.
comfortable with
Yeah,
voxel
yeah, yeah,
high.
yeah. No, I understand what you mean. Booleans, they're interesting and they pretty unusual the way implemented in 3D code, but it is still faster to just cut and box hide or add stuff is blob and all that. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
for
cool.
me, voxel height is super efficient. It can it can solve almost all the problem I have. Actually, such a stuff, it looks pretty complex, but the tool
Mhm,
in 3D code I use is extremely basic and simple. It's cut,
mhm.
hide, adjust, posing tool, and that's all. That's all the tool
Actually,
I use.
Bruce, can you open this in 3D code?
Yeah,
If
sure.
you don't mind. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really, really. I mean, end of the day, it's super close to what you did in the end. I mean, uh, so
Move
I can see,
closer.
I can see using materials with some textures on, right? So you have, are those textures
Yeah,
come with material?
basically it's like 95% done, but I just did a 5% pen over in the
Mhm,
Photoshop.
mhm.
About the material, my personal favorite is the materials. It's the shaders. It's not
Yeah,
material. It's actually the shaders. I actually made
made a
some
few. Yeah,
shaders, yeah, to get some pretty good real-time effects like this one.
yeah, that's really cool.
I think it's this one. Let's see what the shader is made of. Yeah, I kind of pick up
There's some gribble texture.
yeah, the grapple
Uh,
texture
uh,
that influenced the it's Chinese version.
yeah, yeah, it's all good.
Anyway, it gets an effect like this.
Yeah,
I think a good
uh,
thing in 3D codes is you can always make real-time shaders, so you know what's the final result look like when you're actually making
yeah.
the stuff.
And do you use the cast shadows option?
Sorry,
Uh,
what?
do you use the real time shadows?
Real-time shadows.
I don't use
No, no.
much. Oh yeah. So I tend to use them a lot, but they do slow down the viewport a lot. Uh,
In the
yeah.
rendering mode,
I'm not. I'm not really rendering. It's in. I think I forgot exactly the panel it's in.
oh, I even render in 3D code. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The render. I mean, you can get some results in render here. It's just yeah, it saves you time on exporting and all that, especially if heavy files export for a long time. Just 3D code render is just so non-intuitive, right? Oh yeah, this is pretty decent. You got a good
Oh,
space
oh,
fill.
this is a render technique in 3D code for a spaceship. I
Mhm,
just
mhm.
find out is you have a very strong additional light that
Mhm.
you only get a like a black and white silhouette,
Mhm.
a very strong silhouette on the whole ship, and then you make a render,
Mhm.
and then you go to the settings, you select no shadow,
Okay. Ah,
and you make
I'll get it. Make it
another render,
yeah,
and you can band and you
combine
can combine the two together and to get a you know
Photoshop. Oh, to composite it in Photoshop. Yeah.
yeah, to get a clear result that you have the very natural sharp light,
Mhm.
which is sunlight. Sunlight is very
Yeah.
sharp with
Yeah.
very hard shadow, and still you can get all the dark areas um
No, that's really cool.
here. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty
Uh,
good for
yeah.
me
Yeah.
so far.
Awesome, man. So on the Instagram, I saw you post some photos from the gym as well, right? So you're you train pretty heavy, right?
Uh,
Uh,
sorry.
I saw on your Instagram you also post photos from gym. Like,
Oh, photos
yeah,
from gym. Yeah,
yeah,
I lift heavy
Y-
weights.
yeah, yeah.
It's
How
part of
much
my
you
life.
deadlift, dude? If you,
I don't actually do deadlift.
Mm.
I do bench press, squats, and some other kind of exercise, but no deadlift. The
How much
weight.
is the squat? How much is the squat?
For bench press, I can press 140 kilos,
140.
max 140
That's a lot,
kilos.
man.
That's
Jeez.
a PR.
Yeah.
But my squat is not good. I can only squat for 160 kilos.
Mm.
Only a slightly better than
Uh,
bench press.
yeah, but still, it's pretty awesome that you're doing that, and that's what I wanted also to talk about, just generally about health, and that we as 3D guys, uh, we sit in front of computer all day long, and so I'm quite a bit older, right? And I see a lot of my like mates and coworkers, people I used to work. A lot of them do get a lot of health issues. They don't exercise, and I still don't have. Luckily, don't have any kind of joint pain, any wrist pain. I was only had a couple of years when I was training really heavy. Nowadays, I just want to do like fitness. Try to do at least 3-4 times a week, and I think it's a really cool thing that you're doing it, and that you show it as well. It's awesome, man. How often do you train?
Uh, yeah, train with a very strict schedule.
Mhm.
I I do I train 3 days and then take 1 day for rest, or
Mhm.
2 days and then take a 1 day rest. It's probably like 4 to 5 days a week.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, and
And I
follow
guess
some
I guess you eat
certain
quite a lot,
plan.
right? Sorry.
Yeah, I start training at my 18.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, but at that time I want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to train. So I do a lot of cardio and a lot of self weight training, pull ups. Um, only in most recent years, like 2022, I start systematically uh, training, uh, diet
Uh-huh.
and the gym routine. So it's like more strict plan rather than just
Mhm.
casually doing lifting and stuff like that. I think it's
Mhm.
already become part of my life, so
Mhm.
I don't need to actually tell myself, "Oh, I have to train. Oh, I have
Mhm.
to do this, do that." It's pretty natural for me.
Just go, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I even
If
feel
uh-huh.
uncomfortable if I don't train for a few days.
Yeah, same. I start to feel guilty if I didn't do like 3-4 sessions in the gym in 1 week. I'm like,
Yeah,
need to, need
definitely.
to, yeah. And again, I think it really will save you from a lot of issues from the people. Honestly, people get neck pain, back pain, wrist pain, uh, and yeah, it's kind of hazards of our job. I mean, it's not that many, but well, if you don't, if you're really sitting in one pose, it gets there. By the way, do you? I used a standing desk for a few years. I had a standing desk,
Standing using
Yeah.
a stand for work?
I would like stand not all day, but I was like, say, if I'm in a mood, I will stand for 3 hours a day, and then I don't know. I had like an electric table. It would go up and down, so like stand up.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
definitely better. Uh, because for now, my own desk is actually extremely uncomfortable to use.
Mhm.
Also my chair. So
Yeah.
yeah, when I'm working, I have to use one of my hand like this
Not good.
for the
Yeah,
keys.
yeah.
And then if you keep doing this pose for a very long time, it's
Mhm.
actually causing some shoulder problem.
Yeah.
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 Also, the height of the desk, if it's not comfortable, I have to just
Yeah. Do
hold
this.
it. Yeah, neck
Yeah.
problem, you know.
Yeah. I feel like if you're standing, you actually naturally start to get a really good posture. Longer, yeah, and also you don't need a chair, so you save on a chair.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
healthier to
Uh,
stand for a few hours per day.
yeah.
But
And
I
if
would
you're doing
say,
something, oh, sorry. Mhm.
but yeah, but I would say the best way to relax is walking, is
Mhm.
to take a 30 minutes walk every day, and it just completely reduce my lower back pain and a lot of
Mhm.
pain in the body.
Oh, that's awesome, man. All right. Well, Bruce, I think we kind of discussed everything for a little bit. Thank you so much for coming, and I think, I hope this podcast will be a good inspiration for everybody.
Ah,
And
thank you, man.
yeah, keep doing it.
Yeah,
Right.
you too, Anthony.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. And if you want to ask Bruce a question, feel free to leave it in the comments. He'll respond it there.